News is slowly destroying society, along with pornography, and social media is just kind of a conduit for both. we're not made we're not made to take in a world that large, and is disguised as being an informed citizen or keeping up with current events. And that's fine to an extent, and like whatever, being involved locally and being aware of ways to participate and interact with your community. But anything beyond that, it's just noise. And like, how can anyone be expected to rationalize and take in that world of information? And it's destroying us because it's presented as a normal thing. And so we try to stay aware of it all and take it all in and care about it all and like take it on as a worry and responsibility and all that. And I don't know, obviously there's a line somewhere, like we shouldn't just be ignorant to how we can change or affect the world, but just, it's way too far. Wherever that line is, we are way past it. And what's obviously what's profitable to appear in news, what is news? Like, the world is just the world, and like what we categorize as news is just the profitable things some outlet or some journalist says. You can say there's infinite possibilities of things to say or cover or talk about or say is news. Like, news isn't something that just is and needs covered. That's just the term we put to, like, again, what has just become, whatever gets the most eyeballs is what we call news, because that's what's profitable for these news stations and now all forms of online news outlets and anyone discussing and sharing news to talk about. So it's not something that just is and you talk about in different ways or like whatever. It's for the most part, it's like selecting the worst things, negative things to put into your mind and like to take in as some state of the world. And like, that's the only reason there's this whole sentiment of the world is worse now or the world is falling apart. Folks, the more news there is, the more fires there are. That's the only function at play. It's literally what you are choosing to give attention to and give legitimacy to. The world just is, and it's all perfect, and it's all here, and we're in it. And we put labels to everything and categorize things as good or bad. And I'm no one to say what is good or bad. Maybe we're right, some things are good and some things are bad, whatever. But still, that's just us creating categories. Who decided what was a good event or good experience? We're just getting worked up over labels because everything fundamentally just is. We won't go down that. We won't free fall into that pit in this video, but you get it. And so what changes? How do we get out of that? Like, personally or at large? Personally, it's obvious to just stop paying attention to it. I don't know. I'm a very uninformed citizen. I've just given up on doing my best to not take in anything that does not seem constructive or purposeful, or ultimately having my well-being in mind. Like, basically what I'm down to consuming is just a handful of people on YouTube who are just doing unedited long-form talks on things I've found to be constructive, and I feel they have the audience's well-being in mind, that they're not like, whatever. That feels like all I can do. And so on a personal level, I guess that's something that can be done, just like blocking out everything. But I don't know, it's never going to not be profitable, it seems, to pump certain angles and narratives out there. So I really don't know how it changes at large. I mean, it's maybe just a tipping point of enough people opting out where the content produced has to naturally change to become profitable. If everyone ignores it, then it wouldn't be profitable. It's just ultimately a reflection of our interests, what we want to see, so I don't know. I don't think anyone would call it good, yet it just exists, and that's the media world we exist inside of. Even though we would basically all say, even those inside of it, that it's not great to be downloading that daily and like giving, I don't know. The big thing, a lot of it's just that whole rebranding of it as like news and like informed citizen and keep up on paying attention to these things. When all life is attention. Your reality is literally constructed. I don't want to give you too many details on what's going on here, folks. You can discover that for yourself if you're interested, which I would advise you not be interested in that sort of thing. But it's all attention. It's all attention. And you can choose to some extent. Obviously, platforms are engineering tools to control your attention, so it's hard sometimes to break out of it. But you can control where your attention goes, and that literally shapes your sentiment and worldview and outlook on things. Why is this guy getting in the left lane? Like, I'm going so slow, he thinks he's going to immediately pass me after the work zone? Folks, what's that all about? We're all good. We're not even worried about that. It's a big box truck. That was maybe he's turning left soon. Folks, there would be no way of... We need a 360 camera on the sunroof here. Then we could just prowl around and get you guys... you could see all the mildly uninteresting traffic situations that pop up, like what just happened. So we'll work on that. For now, I gotta keep my eye on this fire. I should really stop lighting fires in the passenger seat. It could be a little unsafe, but it's fine. We just light it for a bit and we put it out. That's the show, and we have to do it. Folks, and I have to do that to get your attention, to steal your attention, because every show needs a gimmick. I mean, we'll see how long this gimmick lasts. I like it. It keeps me warm, even though summer's coming, so. Folks, we might have to do ice. I might shift the show into ice side so we can stay cool this summer. Can't be building fires all summer. So, I don't know. That's really the extent of the thought. We could ramble for a lot longer on this, or we could just stop it here. So, we'll see you next time.